everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our fifth and final virtual panel discussion. My name is Nita Patel. I'm a Systems Engineering Director at L3 Technologies and founder and chair for the IEEE Women in Engineering International Leadership Conference. Today's presentation is the fifth installment in a series of live virtual track sessions for the 2017 IEEE Women in Engineering International Leadership Conference. The entire virtual track has been taking place on Wednesdays, so we've branded this series of events WIE Wednesday, pronounced WIE Wednesday, and the hashtag is hashtag WIEWEDNESDAY. In order to participate in today's hangout or ask a question of Shana or me, please join the conversation on Twitter and the YouTube chat. Just send your questions using the hashtag WeWednesday or follow us at WIEILC. We will get as many questions as we can at the end of the session as possible. So welcome. Shana, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. All right. Thanks, Nita. So my name is Shana Pepin, as you can see below. I am with the IEEE Meetings, Conferences, and Events Department of IEEE. So I'm on the planning side of things from a staff perspective and have been working hand in hand with Nita Patel as our chair for this year's event. And we've got a lot of really great stuff to talk to you all about.
Yeah, so let's get started with one of the pre-session Twitter questions. It was, what would you like to know about WIE ILC before you arrive? And some of the topics were agendas and workshops, special events, and plenary sessions. A lot of you said all of the above, and we'll get to them all, but the most popular was special events. So let's talk a little bit about what the program looks like. It's a 2-day conference starting on Monday in the morning and ending on Tuesday evening. On Monday, we have a few special events. We have a reception at the San Jose Tech Museum from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a reception and private viewing. In addition, we'll have some of our partner companies with hands-on exhibits at the museum. This is open to all conference attendees. It comes with your conference registration. In addition, if you want to bring a guest just for the reception, we have separate tickets that they can purchase for just the reception only, and you can find that link from our website, IEEE-WIE-ILC.org. In addition, during the day on Monday, we have a few activities going on. In the morning from 9:30 to 10:30 during the break, we're going to have an IEEE Women in Engineering Meetup. This is your opportunity to meet up with IEEE members at the conference, but also to meet with the Women in Engineering staff and learn a little bit about what we do around the world. We have this year over 70 different volunteers, and a lot of those volunteers are coming from us from all over the map. Ready to meet and interact with WIE volunteers. In addition, we have an Army Reserve Young Professionals Meetup from 3:45 to 4:45, where you'll get an opportunity to connect with First Lieutenant Catherine Branham and Corporal Jennifer Hernandez. In the afternoon, there's also an opportunity for you to energize yourself. We're going to have some fun activities in the exhibit area, and Monday afternoon we'll have a juggling session. We're always juggling in our lives, but this is a way to learn a little bit about a different kind of juggling. How do you actually juggle? So come and relax in the afternoon, chill in the charging lounge, which is sponsored by our partner Ericsson, and we'll have those energized sessions. Event on Monday for you to be aware of is the Eta Kappa Nu photo opportunity. IEEE Eta Kappa Nu members will have an opportunity to meet, get a snapshot, and to get your official Eta Kappa Nu ribbon. In the evening, as I said, again, we'll be at the San Jose Tech Museum, and we're going to meet up there with not only conference attendees, but IEEE young professionals in the area. They're going to have a special meetup at the museum with our conference, and so I invite you to come and join us. On Tuesday, we'll have another full session of activities. Some of the special events planned for Tuesday, donuts and coffee. We'll have an opportunity for you to meet with recruiters from Ericsson one-on-one. In addition, on Tuesday, we have a special career fair from 10 to 3 p.m. In The exhibits will be open on Monday for all of our conference attendees, but on Tuesday, you have a special opportunity. If you can't make the whole conference or just want to come and chat with our partners, then there's an opportunity from 10 to 3 for you to come at the career fair. Again, we'll have a different energized session. We'll be practicing some very simple mind-body yoga balancing acts on Tuesday morning from 9:30 to 10:30 at the breaks and the charging lounge. And we also have a pitch boot camp. If you're interested in coming just for the day, it's a full day, both the boot camp in the morning to learn different techniques, how do you put together a pitch, and in the afternoon we'll have our Women in Engineering International Leadership Pitch Competition. We've down selected to 5 finalists who will be vying and presenting their pitches for the special prize, first prize, and all of the conference attendees will get to hear the pitch at the end. This is sponsored by our partners, VMware and Women Who Code. In addition to these planned activities, many of our exhibitors are planning to have special demos at their sites. Join Intel for some demos on artificial reality, or join Microsoft for a HoloLens demonstration. So you'll have an opportunity to, throughout the event, to explore with these different partners. So those are just some of the special events. Shana, what's the thing you're most looking forward to in terms of these special events?
I'm really excited about them all, to be honest. I know that a lot of them popped up last minute, so it's really exciting to see them all come to fruition. Erickson's Donuts and Coffee, Meetup. I like donuts and I like coffee, so I'm excited for that. But it's also really cool how we've incorporated some of our partners and our speakers into these meetups to bring the communities together. So with things like the Young Professionals and the Canadian meetup, and all of these meetups are bringing together the groups that I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there's actually a scholarship both for our international women in engineering volunteers where we provide travel grants, but we also have a local scholarship program for the Santa Clara Valley section. And there have about 15 students who will be joining us during various parts of the conference, but you'll have an opportunity to meet with them as well during the Women in Engineering meetup. So it's a great opportunity to connect, to find connections for mentoring, for learning about what's going on in the industry, and just in growing our leadership and professional selves.
Definitely. And one other thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Just one other thing that I was thinking about the Tech Museum too. So aside from our partners having the demo tables there, which is a great way to get them engaged at our reception, we also have the Tech Museum open to us to explore their exhibits, which is really cool and a really neat new thing that we're doing this year, which we haven't done in years past, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun to have like your private viewing. It's just others that are at the conference that you've already connected with, and you can go around and view the exhibit. So that will definitely be fun. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. So let's walk through a little bit about the program. So what is it that you should expect, and how is it laid out? So when you arrive, we'll have registration open. Registration and the entire conference is taking place in the San Jose Convention Center, which is attached to the Marriott and the Hilton in downtown San Jose. But if you come in through the Parkway level, the entry of the San Jose Convention Center, in the hub, you'll find us at registration. Registration will be open for those of you who'd like to get your badges a little bit early on Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. And if you just want to come on the mornings, we'll open as early as 6:30 on Monday morning and Tuesday morning, so you can grab your badges in the morning. Walk up to the registration desk. It will be a print on demand, so you'll walk up to basically a tablet, type in your confirmation number, so don't forget to bring a copy of that. And if you do forget, no big deal. You'll be able to search by your name and then print out your badge. With your badge, you'll get a conference attendee bag as well as a t-shirt. So be sure to turn in the slip at the bottom of your badge for your t-shirt size. And don't lose your drink tickets for the Tech Museum, because that will be also printed out with your badge. Once you've got your badge, you can do a couple of things. You can head over to the exhibit area and take a look at what our partner communities have set up in their booths, or you can head over to the sessions, which start at the plenary session, which starts at 8 o'clock on Monday morning. We're going to begin on Monday with a plenary session. We're having a interesting discussion about relational intelligence, and we've heard about emotional intelligence and how to bring that part of awareness to your interactions, but there's also this element of relational intelligence, and we'll go through a networking and exercise all throughout the conference starting on Monday morning. Then we'll get to hear from Peggy Johnson, Executive Vice President at Microsoft, and Barbara Wye, Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer at Intel. Once the plenaries are done, we break out into tracks and workshops. This year, we've added a whole series of workshops specially designed for skills development in a more comprehensive way. These aren't short presentations. These are usually like 90 minutes, maybe 2-hour presentations that are deep diving a little bit into different topics. Some of the sessions on Monday include salary negotiation or coaching skills for leaders, maybe disrupting innovation with different tools from the maker community. Go to the different tracks. We have tracks on innovation, empowerment, executive leadership, disruptive technology, and this Entrepreneurs and Women in series. You can hear different sessions such as fostering innovation. How do you bring that into your culture? Getting started with deep learning and GPUs. So there's a whole host of topics. Depending on the tracks, they're centered around maybe more technology focused or maybe more leadership focused, depending on which track you assume. After the morning tracks, we'll have lunch, then we'll have some afternoon tracks, and we'll close out with some keynotes and plenaries on Monday morning. The Monday plenary speakers include Minister Christy Duncan from Canada. She's going to talk a little bit about how, as a country, are they trying to advance innovation and foster that throughout their communities. We'll hear some demos and presentations from Ericsson and SLAC, the Accelerator Labs in Stanford, and we'll also then break off to go to the reception. On Tuesday morning, we start a little bit later because we'll have had some fun at the reception. We'll start at 8:30. We'll begin with a presentation from the IEEE President and CEO, Karen Bartleson. Move into some keynotes with Maria Claway from Harvey Mudd. And then again, you have the same format with the tracks, the workshops, or the third element added for Tuesday is the pitch boot camp and pitch sessions. We'll have lunch, we'll do some more tracks, and then come together with some closing plenary sessions. The closing plenary with Sally Krawcheck, CEO and co-founder of Elevest. If you haven't heard her speak, she is very inspirational, very down to earth, and hopefully you'll get a lot out of that. We'll hear from our pitch competition winners, and we'll do a closing exercise to help us think about what we've learned, but also to make a difference as we move away from the conference and go back to our regular lives. So Shana, what do you think about that? Are you tired yet?
Yes, as you and I both know, it takes a lot to put together this program, and on the logistical side of things, that's really where I come into play. So I've spoken with just about all of the speakers in each of these breakout sessions and the plenary sessions, and they've got a lot of really great stories to tell everyone at the event, personal stories, empowerment stories, case studies, projects that they've all worked on, success stories, failure stories. It's really going to be great. I'm excited about it, and I don't have a technical background, which is what's great about this event. I am not an engineer. I am a planner by profession, but it excites me to see all these women and men come together and empower each other and learn new things and take away all of that information and then apply it to their jobs when they get back. It's great. And the workshops as well, Nita, that you mentioned, they're new. They're brand new for this year. So I'm excited about those to see how they go and see what the attendees think of them.
Yeah, and you're right. I appreciate that you mentioned this is not just for women. This is about enabling and empowering women in engineering, but we have both men and women attending, and it's really about bringing together inclusiveness and diversity because it's all of us working together, and all of us can learn these skills, whether we have a very, very technical background or maybe, as you said, not so technical background. It's about how do you advance your leadership and move into those larger roles? What are some of those skills you might need to become the next level of wherever you're at, whether you're currently an individual contributor and you want to move into a project lead, or if you're already a manager but you want to look at some more senior leadership positions and maybe more strategic positions within your organizations. There are different sessions for all of those different stepping points as well as backgrounds and ability to collaborate. So it is a great opportunity to see such diversity and all of that coming together. So let's talk a little bit about what you should expect on site. Although this is a conference, we're not completely informal, but we're not formal. So the dress code is business casual, but we have people wearing all sorts of things. So dress comfortably, but dress a little bit professionally so that you fit in. As I mentioned, registration will be at the lower level in the San Jose Convention Center. We'll have our sessions on both levels of the convention center. The lower level will have the registration plus the exhibit space and then some of our special events and meetups. The top level will have our plenary sessions in the grand ballroom and then our tracks and workshops in the executive ballroom area. It's a great opportunity to see the convention center, but then also it's an open feel to the convention center. So there's open terraces where you can step out for a few minutes or step out. And in San Jose, I'm sure we're bound to get some really nice weather. Is there anything else that you think people would be interested to know what to expect when they get there, Shana?
The only other thing I guess I would mention that also kind of keeps in mind what you should be wearing. So the floor plan you can find in the event mobile app, which we'll get to later. But things are a bit spread out in the convention center. So while we have our plenary session happening in the grand ballroom, our registration and exhibit area is kind of on that lower level area. Our breakout sessions are up on the concourse level, which is a bit of a walk from the registration area and the grand ballroom. So wear comfortable shoes. If you're comfortable in heels, by all means, wear heels. But you want to know that you're going to be doing a little bit of back and forth walking throughout the day. There will be ample signage. You should not get lost. We'll have volunteers to direct you places, but dress professionally, but comfortably. So that's all I have.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just so you guys know, there's Wi-Fi throughout the convention center, so you don't have to worry about it, and we strongly encourage you to check in on the Wi-Fi and use our mobile app. This is probably the easiest and best way to find what's happening at what time. Shana's going to talk a little bit about how to get the mobile app installed and what options and features there are. Shana?
Perfect. All right, great segue. So I have the mobile app up on my phone right now. I know that this isn't really conducive to show you, but as Nita was walking through the tracks, I was looking myself and going through the checklist of, yeah, there's that special event, and she hit that special event. So in addition to the agenda and being able to check out what's going on at any given time, there's also the list of speakers. So if there's someone in particular you really want to see or want more info on, you can read their bios in the mobile app. You'll receive push notifications through the mobile app to alert you of, special events that are going on. You should go check out. It'll have the room locations on there for you. But one thing I do really want to enforce is that you set up your profile. So that's really key to using the mobile app most effectively. So while you'll be able to do things like look at the agenda, review speakers, you won't be able to do the personalization things such as taking notes within the app, responding to surveys. And there's also a Q&A portion that we do with our plenary speakers. So in order to ask questions of our plenary speakers, you'll need to create your profile. And it's really simple. We'll send out an email to all registered attendees on or around this Monday. And you'll get that information with links to download for all of the app stores, as well as the web-based version. So the app is very straightforward once you get in there. But in addition to the ability to just create your own profile on the spot, you can also link it to your LinkedIn profile, and it will auto-populate for you, which is really nice. And then you can also network with other attendees. So if you want to chat with someone that you saw works at IEEE and you really want to connect with them, go ahead and shoot them a message, and you can chat that way or find a place to meet up. So I strongly encourage downloading it once you get all the information, and you'll get that email, like I said, coming from the registration system on Monday.
Yeah, one thing I like the best about the app is you don't have to flip through a book to find your schedule. It comes up as the time moves along. So if it's 3 o'clock, you can see what you had picked to do at 3 o'clock, and you don't have to try to re-figure out, where am I going? What am I looking at? What session did I think was interesting?
Definitely, yeah, and you bring up a good point. So in addition to the fact that you can look at the agenda and it's in real time where we're at, it also allows you, when you create that profile, to favorite what sessions you want to attend. So you create your own schedule saying, all right, here's everything that I want to attend, and it's right there for you. You don't have to carry around, keep whipping out your print program, which we'll have as well. So if you're a little leery about the mobile app, we will have a print program for you too, but the mobile app is definitely by far the easiest way to navigate.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've been talking, you probably get a sense that there's a lot of planning that goes into these type of events. And we have a very broad team of volunteers who've helped us. We have a planning committee for many different phases and stages. We have everything from logistics of the convention center and the hotel and the food and the beverage and the layouts to the speakers and the workshops and who are we going to invite, what are they going to do, how's the flow of it. So I know that it seems one of the things we had talked about is, what does it take to put on one of these events? And I don't think we've tallied up the hours, but I'm almost afraid to tally up the hours.
You and me
what
both.
it takes to put on these events. Specific that stands out for you, Shana, in terms of like a key thing or element to focus on when you're thinking of planning or putting together a conference? What is it that you would say we should do first and focus on?
Well, with my planning background, I always want to have a step-by-step process of all the things, the check boxes that we need to mark off along the way from start to finish, and having that bigger picture of who all the key players are, who's responsible for what date we need to have things executed by. That's really key for me. And like I said at the beginning, I'm the project manager on this particular event, so I kind of oversee what everyone's doing. Nita, you mentioned we have a ton of volunteers. We also have a bunch of people on the staff side of things assisting with this event too. So you'll meet people on site like the registration coordinator, who is Lynn Kajowski. You'll probably see our planners running around like crazy. We have a handful of them. So it takes a lot, and really bringing everyone together and making sure we're all on the same page is, I think, the most important piece of the puzzle. And also, Nita, you are great. So having someone in the driver's seat that knows what she wants and knows how to affect the audience that we're trying to reach, I think that helps a lot. That goes a long way.
Thanks, Shana. Yeah, so I definitely need you to do the planning and the balancing, and you're awesome at that, where I can think about the focus and the vision and where do we want to structure our speakers and our topics and how do we want the flow to go. So we make a great team.
Yes. Yes.
So we have a few minutes
exciting.
left. We have about 6 minutes left. Are there any questions that anybody has? If you do have a question, again, the easiest way is to go through Twitter or YouTube chat and just hashtag We Wednesday, WIEWEDNESDAY at WIEILC. We'll take a couple of questions. The last question we had posted for the Twitter poll was around why do you attend conferences? And a lot of you said you want to be inspired. And to me, I think when you come to this event, you are inspired. First off, you walk into a conference with technical women, and 90% of our attendees are technical women. So just first off, that first impression and being surrounded by others who are in a similar boat. Second, we're focused on professionals that are in the workplace. So you are in a community of others who, most of our attendees, greater than 90% actually, are individuals who have been in the workplace at least 2+ years, and more than half of them are 10+ years. So you're looking at truly those individuals who are looking at leadership, and to me, that's really inspiring because this is a really focused community wanting to advance, wanting to help each other, and wanting to learn. So what inspires you about it, Shana?
I just love it all coming together. So when you put it all together and you lay it out in an agenda, you see that there's a lot going on. But when you actually get on site and get to meet the speakers that you've been working with, the partners you've been working with, and see everyone come together and it's all happening in front of you, that's why I do this. It's exciting to see everything happen. And, you know, I keep coming back. This is my 4th year with you guys. So I'm here for the long haul.
Yeah, awesome. One of the questions we've gotten through the chat is, how do we teach fathers to raise their daughters feeling empowered? I think that's part of the family unit, and fathers, I can't speak for all of them, but I have to tell you for sure, my father certainly treated us very equally. There wasn't this sense of, oh, because you're a girl, you can't do this, or anything like that. And I think if you treat each person as an individual, and if fathers do that, which I think they do, maybe they have their favorites, I don't know, they never tell you, but they might. But really the key there is asking fathers to encourage, to also help identify role models, be role models themselves, and just generally through their actions like that. I think that's how they empower. Any thoughts, Shana?
And I mean, just to follow up on my own experiences too. So I have 2 brothers. I would start there. They're not fathers yet, but I would talk to my brothers about empowering your daughters. And you see what I've done with my career, and I'm a new mom myself, and I want to keep building on my career. Again, I'm not an engineer, and my profession is different, but I think it's all the same. You know, we have to let the men in our lives know what we need to feel empowered and to excel in our career. And we need the support from our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our friends. And to see us excelling, then they'll want the same for their children and future generations. And that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I've had a great support system as well. My dad has always encouraged me to move it to the next level. Keep going, Shana. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Another question that came up is, so this is in San Jose. What are some of the things that might be available to people in San Jose? And I have to say, I'm probably not the best person to answer this question because every time I go to San Jose, I'm at the conference busy doing the work. But if you go to the San Jose website as well as our conference website, you'll see that there is a very open downtown community. It's completely safe to be walking outside. I mean, I'd encourage you always to have a buddy, especially if it's late at night or in the dark, but there's no issues. It's an open environment. There's a lot of different activities going on downtown. There's a little park not too far. And then there's some theaters and shopping not too far, a few blocks away. So it's in a really nice area. And then if you have an opportunity to go outside of the immediate downtown, San Jose is really the Silicon Valley of California. So there's opportunities to go visit some of these technology companies and see what their campuses look like, how they're operating. Any comments, Shana?
Nope, I think you directed them right to where they need to look. The Team San Jose is the Convention and Visitors Bureau for San Jose, so they'll have all the info on their website for things to do in the area. Great.
So we have less than a minute left, and I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. Continue to follow us on at WIEILC and hashtag We Wednesday. Also, if you're not able to make it this year, we're going to have the conference in 2018 at the San Jose Convention Center. It will be May 21st and May 22nd. We're going to be starting to look for volunteers to be on that planning committee as well as on-site volunteers. We'll be putting out the call for speakers sometime in August, and in August, we'll also have the exhibition space open, so partners that might be interested in exhibiting or participating in our career fair will have an opportunity to sign up. We have some special VIP events that they can sponsor. And we'll be looking later in the year for pitch competition as well as volunteer grant submission. So all of these things will start up at the end of the summer, and we hope that you can join us this in a couple of weeks, May 22nd, 23rd in San Jose. And if not then, maybe in a year in a couple of weeks, and we hope to see you then.
See you later, everyone.